For example, read, don't listen. Audiobooks are great for making your commute go faster or your vacation more enjoyable, but chances are you don't remember much about what you heard. Experts say actually reading is better than listening, because your mind is less likely to wander and go back and reread anything you didn't understand. Same goes for digital reading. According to one theory, people approach digital text with a casual mindset linked to social media, and therefore devote less mental effort to it than when reading print. More reading tricks to remember, not a bad name on this. Make sure you really understand what the assignment is. Brian Van Miller, CBS News.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm in California and Los Angeles. Ever notice when your neighbors get new windows, there is a large black line of broken stuff, uneven cluster, and even mismatched paint? At California Glass Windows, we never leave a ring around the window. Why? Because we are one of the only companies in California who custom craft every window and door to your home's exact measurement. Almost everyone else in the radio is a distributor. They grab a window from a warehouse, break open your wall, shove it in, and patch things up. At California Glass Windows, we take pride in our work. Our installation technique is so precise. We do not break your socket. Your house could be covered with potato chips, and we wouldn't crack one. Call now for limited time. A 20% off your entire order and 18 months of interest-free financing. 800-918-5100. 800-918-5100. 800-918-5100. Windows, engineered for life. The transportation cost is only up to
When it comes to cybersecurity, the biggest threats don't always strike the biggest target. Almost all target small businesses. So help protect yours with Comcast Business Security Edge. It's advanced security that continuously scans your threats and helps protect every connected device. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative companies, so you can be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast and reliable internet and voice for just $49.99 a month for 24 months with a 2-year agreement at Or ask how to get up to a $650 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to learn more. Offer ends 6/22/22. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one plus line customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Most innovative company based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
We open inside a back door. A Nissan Leaf speeds toward a gigantic door, closing fast. Our hero says,
I know that seems like a typical narrow escape, but it's not. This is a Nissan Television ad.
the door is inch closer. Will she make it? Determined, she grips the wheel and hits the gas. The turbocharged Rogue squeezes through, just as the giant doors play beyond his star.
There's no escaping summer savings during the Nissan Summer Event. Get 1.9% financing for up to 73 months on 14 models. Availability is limited, so contact your local dealer for inventory information and shop NissanUSA.com. Hurry, before these offers get away. For all qualified buyers, 1.9% APR financing for up to 72 months on eligible new Nissan models and dealer stock. Example of financing for 1,000 finance is $1,471 for 72 months and $2,860 for 36 months. Actual down payment may vary subject to INMAC credit approval and residency restrictions. Dealer contribution may affect price set by dealer. Dealer says actual price. Contact dealer for details. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details and list of eligible models. N7522.
12:58 at KCBS. Time to check traffic as we get back to the Richmond Ferry Terminal. That's where Shane Dennis is. He's going to have an update there.
Yeah, good news right now. Traveling 80 westbound, making your way through Albany. That accident was taking up the left lane quite some time. Has been cleared out of lanes. They cleared everything over to the shoulder. Now, once you get past that delay, that was just very minimal. It's going to stay slow all the way through Berkeley, unfortunately. You're going to be at slow speeds as you make your way into Emeryville. If you do decide to get on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge, the meter lights are on this afternoon, so it's a really tough drive already from the toll plaza as you continue on into downtown San Francisco. But I do want to take you back over to the East Bay. Got a new problem that just popped up. It's going to be on I-580. Traveling eastbound. It's going to be just after High Street. Got a new crash here. It's an overturned car as off to the right-hand shoulder, but you are seeing a lot of slow traffic building up right now as you get closer to Fruitvale Avenue. Now, as you continue on 580 eastbound, making your way to Castro Valley, you're going to run into a little bit of slow traffic from 238 and pockets of pockets of slow traffic as you make your way over to 680. Your next update is going to be at 108 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
All right, let's take a look at the Bay Area forecast, and we had a little bit of hazy sun and some fog right at the coast. We could see that again tomorrow, but it is slightly cooler than it was this time yesterday. Also, the winds have been picking up. Some areas that's beginning to die down, and others around the water will probably have continued gusts to 15 miles an hour or so through the afternoon. Looks like we have a chance of mountain thunderstorms to the north and east of us sometime tomorrow. The real cool down begins, so on Sunday it'll stay with us on Monday. Then it looks like we'll start to warm back up by midweek, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where temperatures will 80s and 90s. But certainly today, some of those inland valleys could hit into the upper 90s to about 100 degrees. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on KCBS. It is Saturday, the 11th of June, 2022, and coming up on KCBS.
On like Wall, costs still rising. How the president and the Fed will tackle easing inflation, now at its highest level in 4 decades.
Also, rallies happening across the country today calling for an end to gun violence. We'll check in at one here in San Francisco. It is 1 o'clock.
Than going out and buying a beer and a cigarette and not an AR-15. That's what's wrong with this country. They're demanding lawmakers have a conversation, and it's not just taking people's guns away. That's not what this is about. It's about mental health. It's about safety.
And the young voices said it the best. It's really scary, and I don't want that to be something that happens to multiple kids across our nation.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
One of those young voices is 11-year-old Alex Ibarra, who helped organize a rally in Oakland. He's thinking of those who died in mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde.
I can't let these 31 people go get murdered, and we don't do anything.
There are frowns on the faces of many drivers around the nation as AAA reports the national average price for gas is now $5 a gallon.
I'm very concerned about how much this is going to change in my routine.
Millions in the southern and western parts of the U.S. are facing dangerously high temperatures. Bob Oravec is at the National Weather Service.
They're going to be essential for a lot of record high temperatures from Southern California eastward into Texas.
Former Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani is in trouble with the D.C. Bar Association.
The filing accuses Giuliani of violating Pennsylvania's rules of conduct for lawyers when he argued in favor of a Trump campaign lawsuit in a federal court there. The lawsuit sought to overturn the results of the presidential election in the state. Giuliani argued that as many as 1.5 million mail-in votes have been disqualified. The lawsuit was later dismissed, with a judge saying Giuliani's efforts to discredit the votes are simply not how the Constitution works. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
Those public congressional hearings over that deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol won't be the end of the probe.
One committee member tells me they're going to keep investigating and interviewing after the public hearings are done. We expect a written report maybe late summer, early fall, and then they'll propose legislation to make some fixes or some changes to prevent another recurrence January 6th, 2025.
That's CBS's Scott McFarland, and that House hearing is set for Monday morning on Capitol Hill. This is CBS News.
Get CBS News Radio on the Odyssey app. All the audio that matters to you is on Odyssey. News, music, sports, and podcasts. Download the Odyssey app today.
Was your business hurt in the years of the pandemic? Have you had a serious decline in revenue since 2019? Was your business partly or fully shut down by the government? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. How? By taking advantage of the Employer Retention Tax Credit, a fully funded tax credit created to help businesses during these difficult times. The experts at ERTC Rebate Masters are ready to help you get the money you're owed. Call 844-333-ERTC or 844-333-3782. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Oil keeps going up, supply wavers, and global demand is growing. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help the U.S. with your patriotic investment that could potentially pay you monthly income of up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call 1-800-278-7455. That's 1-800-278-7455.
New research finds that team sports can be a boon for kids.
Children who play team sports are less likely to suffer mental health problems. That's in a new study from California State University, Fullerton.
Gives them opportunities to socialize with others and work on their social skills, go through conflict together, and there can be a sense of cohesion and closeness with others. That's a good thing.
Lead researcher Dr. Matt Hoffman says those benefits aren't found in individual sports.
You're competing by yourself, so there's a lot of pressure involved in that. For parents maybe at times, or you might feel you're getting from your coach.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
The FDA says Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine for kids under the age of 6 is effective. Advisory to the agency is set next week to decide whether to recommend emergency authorization for that 2-dose pediatric vaccine. They will also consider an application to clear Pfizer's version. The FDA says, like adults, the children who get shots will likely need boosters. Allison Keys, CBS News.
105 at KCBS AM, KFRC FM at HD1 San Francisco. We are expecting mostly sunny skies, slightly cooler starting tomorrow. I'm Dan Mitchelson. Cities across the nation holding rallies in support of what is called the National Day of Action to End Gun Violence. KCBS's Jeffrey Shalvett live at San Francisco City Hall, where one such event has been going on this afternoon. Jeffrey?
Yeah, Dan, good afternoon. Among the crowd of 1,000 or so, a young couple, Kaylin and Noah Medebo. They are the parents of 2 small children.
I have a 5-year-old daughter getting ready to start school, and I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm terrified, absolutely.
She says it's time for action.
First, let's start with, a ban on assault rifles or assault guns in general. There's just no reason to have them. And I would like to see more mental health checks.
I have a list here of all the school shootings. It's ridiculous. You do. You're holding this sign right now, and you have a list of how many school shootings. You know what? 100.
100.
Yeah. The San Francisco students who organized this rally represent the local chapter of the March for Our Lives organization. It was formed after the 2018 deadly shootings at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, in which 17 students and staff died. Lowell High School senior Cal Kenosha.
There's been multiple major shootings since then, and we're still not getting any federal gun legislation. And even in response to the Uvalde shooting, Republicans especially immediately got on the defensive about, well, we need to protect our guns instead of addressing the issue.
Last week, Dan, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to reinstate a federal ban on assault weapons, but it has no future in the Senate, where bipartisan talks are underway to create what would be a much narrower anti-gun violence legislation. Reporting live at San Francisco City Hall, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
All right, thanks, Jeffrey. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is looking to America's courts in an attempt at bringing down prices that continue to be pushed up by inflation. KCBS's Mike Wald tells us comes as inflation has hit its highest level in 40 years.
While some of the initial inflationary pressure was influenced by the federal stimulus, the Biden administration argues Russia's war in Ukraine has pushed it to a global scale.
Much of the inflation price increases that we are seeing now are in energy, prices of pump, and in food, and those are 2 areas where Putin's actions have really disrupted global markets.
As for Ramamurthy, he's deputy director of the White House National Economic Council. He says high prices also come from ocean shipping, with the 3 major alliances raising prices 1,000% during the pandemic.
The Senate has passed a bill, and we believe the House will soon pass that same bill and send it to the President's desk. That bill will help bring down ocean shipping costs for all of those goods.
Sonoma State economist Rava Eiler says the president has limited options at his disposal to curb inflation.
The only thing really the president can do at this point is don't spend as much money as you did before and potentially think about where you can loosen up supply.
Much of the focus now, according to Eiler, turns to the Fed and working to make sure inflationary prices aren't seen as the new normal.
But we should at least suppose that we're going to have interest rates increasing every Fed meeting from here to the end of the calendar year to try to curb some of that.
Mike DeWald, KCBS.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Jennifer Hodges. It's known as Fur Ball, an event for animals, and you're invited.
So we're going to head out to the roads and get an update on traffic live at the Ferry Fest at the Richmond Ferry Terminal. That's where Shane Guinness is, and we've had this incident in Berkeley on I-80 East. What's going on there?
Yeah, unfortunately, a new crash just popped up right now. 80 East seems to be the hot spot so far this afternoon. 80 eastbound, just before you get to Buchanan Street, be aware of a new crash involving at least 4 cars. That's what we know. And the left lane is blocked at this time. So really, really slow drive right now. If you're coming out of Oakland, you're going to run into slow traffic on on I-580, right around Highway 24. Now, I want to take you over to a new problem in Oakland as well. This is on 580 going eastbound, just before you get to High Street. It's another crash here. It's an overturned car involved in this accident right now. Now, that overturned car is off to the right-hand shoulder, but it's adding to your delays right now as you're approaching Fruitvale Avenue. Also, if you're trying to make your way over into the North Bay right now, Golden Gate Bridge really jammed up already. Just a lot of slow traffic because of beautiful weather out there. No real incidents going on. Once you cross over to the bridge and you're heading into Sausalito, 101 northbound looking really clear all the way up into Novato. And that's when you run into some slow traffic right now from Atherton Avenue all the way up into San Antonio Road. Your next update's at 1:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Still a little breezy out there with temperatures staying in the 70s and 80s, although inland valleys are back into the 90s. We'll be looking at cooler weather on Sunday and again on Monday, and then a slight warm-up again, which means back in the upper 80s and 90s around the East Bay on Tuesday and Wednesday. Traffic and weather together on KCBS. Well, despite calls to conserve water, Californians still just aren't cutting their usage. In Southern California, they're actually using 40% more these days. State water officials found that overall, California's 400-plus largest water suppliers increased their use in April by almost 18%. This was compared to the same period in 2020. The news is a little bit better in Marin County, with Marin Municipal using 16% less water and North Marin using 29%. Regional rail service in Marin and Sonoma counties increased by 10 trips every weekday beginning on Monday. The Sonoma-Marin Area Rail Transit District suspended that service, and a lot of weekday trips back in early 2020 because of the pandemic. Weekend service has already increased by 2 trips compared to pre-pandemic schedules. It's called the Fur Ball, and you're invited. KCBS's Jennifer Hodges has more on an event tonight. Jennifer.
The Fur Ball Gala runs this evening from 5 to 10 p.m. at Levi's Stadium in the South Bay.
In the past, it's always been an invitation-only event, and so this is our very, very first year throwing the net wide and inviting anyone who wants to come, and we're at a new venue, the Levi's Stadium, and we're really excited about the event.
The fundraiser is for the Humane Society Silicon Valley, where Stephanie Little-Lidiera is the chief of philanthropy.
This event raises about 10% of our annual budget, so it's a really important event for us, and we're wanting to grow the event so we can start to continue to grow the work that we're doing.
With a best in show event, along with cocktails, it should be a good party, but what if you can't attend?
If you love animals, adopt from a shelter, support your local animal rescue organization or your local shelter, and help us out in that way.
Jennifer Hodges, KCBS.
112 at KCBS, 3 minutes away from sports.
Have you ever seen the jewelers in action at Shane Company? You can watch us setting diamonds, soldering gold, engraving metal, and bringing heirloom jewelry back to life. I'm one of our master jewelers. One of the great things about Shane Company is that it's a family business with family values like honesty, integrity, and hard work. These values show up in our jeweler workshop too. Our attention to detail, the structure of our jewelry, the quality of the stones we set, and the time we put into each piece. Feel free to consult with us on how to personalize your jewelry. Tell us what your vision is, and we can help you refine it. We can give you expert advice and suggestions. When visiting Shane Company, not only will you see a beautiful selection of jewelry, but you will see us in the jeweler workshop taking care of your jewelry and taking pride in our work. We're passionate about what we do. We love creating things that are so meaningful in someone's life. A piece of jewelry that becomes a symbol of their love.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
This portion of the news on KCBS, sponsored by Shane Company.
Nature Valley has helped restore access to 10,000 miles of national park trails, and we're on our way to restoring even more, because every mile is a new memory. Life happens out there. Nature Valley.
We love lazy Sunday mornings in bed. The paper, fresh coffee.
I make the coffee.
When it's time to buy a new mattress, we wanted to choose from a big selection.
And we found it at Sleepworld.
Now, Sunday mornings are more comfortable than ever.
Although, I still have to make the coffee.
Find your mattress story and receive 3 free gifts with a qualifying mattress purchase at Mancini Sleep World. Receive free sheets, pillows, and a mattress protector. Choose from our huge in-store selection of top brand mattresses. Visit sleepworld.com.
KCBS, in partnership with UCSF Health, presents As Prescribed, a weekly conversation with leading medical experts from UCSF Medical Center and UCSF Benioff Children's Hospitals. Hear from the experts, recognized worldwide for innovations in patient care, the latest medical knowledge, and pioneering research. As Prescribed, every Thursday at 1:30 on KCBS 740 AM and 106.9 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. This is
is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-417-5101 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost.